So I had asked earlier that is it really about lack of plans or corruption that is frustrating the plans? And I use the affordable housing project as an example. Is it really about lack of plans or corruption that is the major problem, frustrating the plans? Because it does appear as if the political leaders go in and the first thing is build a war chest, steal as much as you can. And today we see the brazen corruption. We see them. You must be such a novice not to see it. People who had no business to their name today can afford what you can't imagine. And you don't know where the money is coming from. It definitely is coming from corruption. And they are within the government. So corruption is the biggest bane, isn't it?
You are preaching to the converted. But let me qualify my understanding of what you are saying. The bread and butter policy issues with the economy are important. The governance-related issues are also important. They are two sides of the same coin. So they have to be dealt with on two parallel tracks, operating with the same level of intensity at the same time. So if you look at my GTP, it's not just, I have 6 clusters. There's the economic cluster, which is the subject of this summit, but there's also the governance cluster, where we deal with corruption, where we deal with constitutional reforms that will improve the quality of our governance, where we deal with our behavioral and attitudinal changes as a people. So the governance issues, including very much what you are talking about, corruption, has an impact on the economy and on the economic cluster. So, as I said, if we could just abate corruption by 10%, only by 10%, it would increase our economic performance by double of that, about 20%. So it's a question.
We have a 5,000 housing project, 5,000 unit housing, affordable housing project. And we sink in excess of $100 million, only completing 1,000 plus of that. And we still need about 35,000 to complete that. That is how corruption is staring us in the face. Now, you have promised that you will sign what you call a citizen's contract.
Yes.
A citizen's contract to wage a relentless war against corruption. Yes. Ghana has made zero improvement in the corruption fight in the last 4 years. What can you do differently? Is it just about signing a contract with us?
First, and I want to repeat this, I don't think we have enough time to interrogate the corruption challenges in our country across various governments. But if you ask what my own perspective is, number one is about leadership. Leadership by example. But when we talk about leadership by example, it's not just about leadership as a president. It's about the president and the people around you. That is the leadership by example, collective leadership by example. That's how I will put it. Number two is about the transparency of our legal and regulatory regime. You see, if you have a public procurement law, that in itself can create an incentive for corruption. Then it means you have to fix that. You have to fix the law. That if you have regulation and laws, that would create an incentive because there are openings for people then to be corrupt. Then you have to fix the law. So it's also about regulatory and legislation. But it's also about institutional response. The institutions that have been established to fight corruption. What is the level of resource allocation to them? Who are appointed into those
This government